Come, let us explore how present moment focus could limit our growth. The answer to the um, the substance of this morning's topic is found in the 26th passage of Prahe Vajra's vast expanse of the diamond-like mind. Together let us relaxingly recite. The three times are one without distinction, without past or future, it exists from the beginning. Since all are the same, as they are pervaded by the Dharmakaya, it abides in nature as complete greatness. There's a lot to unpack here, so we'll begin with the first couplet. What is meant by the 30 times? 3 times is just a poetic way of referring to the past, the present, and the future. So what is meant by the 3 times or one? Every time we inhale, thanks to our sympathetic nervous system, ensconced within the middle third of our spinal cord, we are wired to notice in a very special way. We are wired to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. But notice what? Notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination, including our perception of the past, our memories of the past, our imagination of the future, and our perceptions of the present moment externally, and our present moment experiences of emotion, intention, as well as cognition. However, when we exhale, thanks to the parasympathetic nervous system, divided between the lower third and the upper third of that same spinal cord, we are wired to physically relax as well as mentally release to such a degree that that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less stressful, less permanent, and less defining. Or to put it another way, our exhalations, relaxation, and release could cause our inhalations awareness to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although could be tantalizing to the eye, are non-graspable to our hand. So our experience during inhalation is is one of distinctions. We can perceive difference between past, present, and future. During our exhalation, our experience is one of a common denominator. The once different past, present, and future all begin to smack of the same taste of non-graspability. Now, is that permanent? No, it's fleeting. During our next inhalation, the cycle begins again. So what this is saying is, although we can perceive the 3 times as we breathe in, as we breathe out, all distinctions between the 3 seem non-graspable, feel less graspable. In this circumstance, this pattern of noticing and releasing, noticing and releasing, noticing and releasing, it has been that way from the beginning of our central nervous system as individuals. From the moment of awareness, whenever that began, we've been going back and forth like the arc of a pendulum, from noticing to releasing, from noticing to releasing, from noticing to releasing. Please chant the entirety of this passage with me a second time. The three times are one without distinction. Without past, present, or future, it exists from the beginning. Since all are the same, as they are pervaded by the Dharmakaya, it abides in nature as complete greatness. Since past can be noticed and released, present can be noticed and released, and future, or our fears or imaginings of the future, can be noticed and released. They are the same in that respect. What do we mean by the phrase Dharmakaya? Dharmakaya literally translates as teaching body or truth body. And it's a metaphor for getting so good at noticing and releasing that we are able to practice it, or that we practice it spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. That is, in essence, enlightenment. And enlightenment can be, according to the Buddha, be accomplished in as little as 7 days. Since all that we perceive, including past, present, and our imaginations concerning the future, since these three things are each subject to awareness and release, then no matter what happens, whether it's external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque, whatever happens, strengthens our practice of awareness and release. Strengthens our practice, which is known by many names, including complete greatness. So in other words, our good fortune or bad fortune can neither undermine our mastery of the path. Let us recite this a third time. The three times are one, without distinction, without past or future, it exists from the beginning. Since all are the same as they are, pervaded by the Dharmakaya, it abides in nature as complete greatness. Before we come to the final repetition of this passage, I would like to bring this back to the fundamental message of this morning's opening lesson. Sturgeon's law reminds us that 90% of everything sucks, and that suckiness could look like Yang's religious or irreligious patriarchy. Regardless of what you believe or if you believe, when we choose to be or are conditioned to be rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel, that's going to make us nuttier than a shithouse rat. When we choose to concentrate on anything, including the present moment, what happens is that to do so, we rely upon our medial prefrontal cortex. We exhaust that very front region or outer shell of our brain, or I guess half shell in this case, which triggers our amygdala, which is the seat of anxiety and aggression. So the more we concentrate on anything, including the present moment, the more we try to concentrate, the more we're going to experience anxiety and aggression, which nobody wants. We want to experience the opposite of anxiety and aggression. We want peace and we want love. That's a universal desire. So how do we get there? Well, instead of relying on this bit, we rely on this bit. Every time we inhale, thanks to our sympathetic nervous system, we are wired not to concentrate, but to merely notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly, which is the opposite of concentration. This is basically saying, hey, notice what's going on, whatever's going on, past or present or future, real or imagined. Just notice. It could be messy, it could be temporary, it can be emotionally unsettling. And so this requires the courage, much greater courage, than petulantly demanding our own way and trying to control the world around us, no less our perceptions of it. By working with our sympathetic nervous system instead of our medial prefrontal cortex, we wind up calming the anxiety and aggression of our amygdala and stimulating the anterior cingulate gyrus, which functions as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy, which is the root of both compassion and love. The peace we desire, the love we desire, is as close as forsaking the path of yang and cooperating with the path of yin. Having completed our opening lesson, let's shift gears. It is Obi-Wan Kenobi Wednesday morning. Let us meditate like a Jedi after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Dzogchen Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to meditate like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. For the remainder of this morning's session, let's devote our time to the latest iteration of Green Heron Mantra Meditation Practice Text, or Sadhana, if you're nasty. For the first part of this practice, could be described as wisdom's warm-up. Please chant with me. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with the follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these wise words in harmony with all breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors or statements literal, and instead relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. The fancy term for what we're going to be doing is called the creation stage of highest yoga tantra, wherein we wisely leap over or pole vault over pride's obstructions to omniscience, pride's insistence that we're eternal and nothing's going to change ever. To do that, we're going to play with similes and metaphors. Please chant them with me right now. May we see how all circumstances or thoughts could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this body or form. We can divide the 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted between our inhalation and our exhalation. We shift gears from the circumstantial to the physical. Please chant with me. May we feel how all bodies or forms could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this communication or speech. Let us now bring the interpersonal into the path, wisdom's path of letting go. Together. May we hear how all interpersonal communication or speech could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if it could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into this mind. Finally, we bring the mental into the path of impermanence. May we feel how all lucid perceiving, emoting, intending, thinking, recalling, and imagining minds could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could delightfully absorb into our vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although tantalizing to the eye, could be not graspable to the hand. In our Opera Oopsie, together let us recite, actually, allow me to explain. Right now we're going to play with 1 to 3 collections of 12 sets of 12 inhalations. That seems like a tall order, doesn't it? Upon the creases of our right hand, we could count our 12 inhalations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Upon the creases of our left hand, we could count our sets of 12 inhalations each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now let's explore how to count 1 to 3 collections of these 12 sets of 12 inhalations. Upon the tip of our left middle finger, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap. The most efficient way for us to cooperate with our sympathetic as well as parasympathetic nervous systems is for us to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this each time we feel our lungs fill with air, and to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease each time we feel our lungs empty. Together, let us practice right now. I forgot to mention something, so I think I'll mention it now. We talked about how we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger. And that's fine for our first collection of 12 sets of 12 repetitions. But for our second collection, we could rest the second knuckle of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger. And for the third collection, we could rest the third knuckle of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger. That'll make sense more in the experimentation than merely the hearing. We now turn to compassion's cool down. Please recite with me, or I should say, please chant with me. Rather than indulge our controlling tendencies with our follies of active visualization, emotion, magic, and belief, we could just recite these kind words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Let us therefore sidestep the rigidity that confuses metaphors for statements literal, and instead relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. Together let us chant an explanation of the 10-syllable mantra. O Mama Shatara, the swift and courageous, you drive away all fears of the Tutare. This should be an E here. Heroin fulfilling all is with Turi with a syllable, so how may all be as beneficial as you. On the tip of our left middle finger, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger, palms up in our lap. We're going to leap over jealousy's obscuring emotions by bringing the 4 bases of mindfulness into the path of love together. May all minds of all beings know possess the joyful enlightenment symbolized by your one syllable zero bija mantra. So we can, if we look hard enough, we can always find a member of an elitist person telling us just how difficult we should make it. But upon the path of yin, upon the path of matriarchy, we make things easy. And so the essence of this tantric practice is simply the 3 R's of reading, reciting, and relaxing. During our inhalations, silently and mentally, we can recite the 6-syllable synopsis of that which we just chanted, which was not a prayer, but actually just using words to guide our own intention. During our exhalation, we can strive to chant 4 repetitions of this 6-syllable mantra per breath, while simultaneously relaxing as best we can. That's it. Just read, recite, and relax. Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha. Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha. Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha. Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha, Om Tare Du Tare Du Re Suha. Upon the tips of each of our left fingers, we could rest the great knuckles at the base of each of our right fingers, palms up in our lap. May each being's experience of interpersonal communicational speech now possess the peaceful love symbolized by a horizontal multisyllabic mantramala. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. On the tip of our left ring finger, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger, palms up in our lap. May all bodies or forms of all beings know possess great health, symbolized by the enlightened archetypal Yadam Drojang Shamatata or green heroine. So green heroine is English, Shamatata is Sanskrit, Drojang is Tibetan for the same archetype. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Upon the tip of our left index finger, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger, palms up in our lap. Together. May all circumstances or lots of all beings know possess very good fortune or boon, symbolized by the mythic paradise Perlandovati of a Buddha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha, Om Tare Du Nare Nure Soha. Each time we inhale, we are wired to notice, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly, Each time we exhale, we are wired to physically relax and mentally release. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class as well as group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.